Blacklight here. All praise is due to Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad to raise up one among us as a leader, teacher, and guide. He goes by the name of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And to all his disciples and student ministers and national representative, Minister Louis Farrakhan, we give honors also to his brother, may Allah be pleased with him, Supreme Minister John Muhammad, and all the young brothers that's fighting a good fight. We're going to get into it. I wasn't going to make any more videos until after the election, but I'm feeling that it's necessary to keep on going on. So today's topic is going to be about how we all are divided against each other, and we keep on manipulating each other. I'm talking about, when I say all of us, not only am I talking about the so-called African American, I'm also talking about black people all over the planet. I'm also talking about Caucasians. Now, this is what I'm going to talk about, is the division and how we keep on feeding the division. I heard a brother today, early this morning, we have a station here called 9:10 a.m., 9.10 a.m., the superstation. That's called letters are WADL here in Detroit. And the brother was speaking of who were Uncle Toms and should they be in the African American museums. Should that be a part of our history? Should those Uncle Toms be a part of our history? And I'm just going to say this, I'm going to speak on that. And I hope that you brothers over there at 9:10 a.m., you brothers and sisters, come across this video. Because we talk about the younger generation, we talk about the older generation, but you brothers in the middle, y'all have a chance to be the bridge from the young to the old, and y'all don't know how to do it. Y'all don't know how to unite our people. Let me say this. You got to look at the whole picture when you talk about the African American and the whole black diaspora. You see, United States is not only divided by color, it's divided by class. Now, when it was first set up, it was supposed to be a caste-orientated system. The caste system was founded over in India. They had the caste system. Then here you got the class system, the middle class, And see, they was talking about Money Mayweather giving a comment to a question was asked to him, and he was talking about, do Black Lives Matter? And he said all lives matter, which is not a bad statement. And he was saying you got to follow instructions. And see, what y'all don't understand is when Malcolm was talking about the house Negro and the field Negro, that was a class system that automatically divided those who was living in the lap of luxury, those that he let share in his house, against those he kept out in the field working hard, sweating, torturing, killing and raping and all like that. He did the same to the house Negro, but in a more sophisticated manner. He kept the maid, the black house nanny, he kept her there in the house with him, right along with his wife, and that was his little harem, you see. Now, all our mothers, grandmothers, and grandparents were Uncle Toms in that sense that you saying Uncle Tom, because Uncle Tom really was a guy that was pretending to be a yes man, but he was helping his people escape. And you can't say Sambo because it's coming out there was a tribe of blacks called Sambo. There was a tribe of blacks called Nigga, N-A-G-A. I'm not going to get into that now. So the word that you're looking for to describe these brothers and sisters that you think that goes against us is deaf, dumb, and blind. You know, the next word is betrayal. You know, because let me say why I say this. You got to look at the whole picture. See, our mothers and fathers kept giving us the slave master's name. The last name was named after the slave master, whether it be Ridgway, Cotton, Cooper, Brown, whatever, because those are not our original names. Those are brands of the slave master, which means that you're stock. You're not even considered human. You're considered stock and property of the slave master. He never changed those laws, you know. So you try to work within the system to get the laws changed. And you learn a little bit about yourself, but you don't get into the real teachings about yourself. You don't like Master Fard Muhammad, and you don't like Elijah. You talk about Malcolm before you talk about Elijah. You talk about Muhammad Ali before you talk about Elijah or Master Fard. Master Fard, the one that gave the teachings and the history, the real history that goes back at least 76 trillion years to us through the messenger, Elijah Muhammad. And you don't talk about Elijah where you talk about King, and King was studying, sitting at Elijah's foot, and then he later on started talking to Malcolm. There's photos right now of the messenger and messenger and Martin Luther King speaking with each other. The messenger woke King up, but you don't never mention that. Now, you brothers and sisters that are in radio and television, are newscasters, and you know, some of you may know this, but most of you, like ADL, a Caucasian man owned that station, and you got a job, so you can't go too deep. When I was over at R.J. Watkins station, uh, 88.1 FM, WHPR, TV 33 and TV 68, I could speak as long as I didn't use profanity real deep, you know, and, you know, I didn't hold back. Politicians used to call my show trying to get me to bow down to them. I would cut them up because I didn't fear nothing. I don't scare. Y'all scared, man, that y'all ain't gonna get no money. You know. Remember when Jesus told the rich man, if you want to follow me, sell all your riches. Y'all go to church, y'all read the Bible, and Jesus' situation is the same as your situation, black man. The Romans occupied all that region over there. The Pharisees was the flunkies for the Roman soldiers. They was raking in money, just like y'all preachers is raking in money. And never did help the people. And when Jesus came on the scene, he was telling the people that you bow down to no one but the Father, the Most High. And he was telling them who he was and who they were. But they ended up giving Jesus up. So, you know, a lot of people don't see things like that. So when you talk about Money Mayweather, you're talking about yourself. You know, you're just pointing the finger at him, but you work for a Caucasian, and you can't really go too deep in on the subject. You know, because you know that Caucasian you work for, he might not be in the inner circle, but he's close to the edges, and they got their little circle that they do, and that you can't get in, brother and sister. You know, you can't do it from the inside. You got to do it on the outside, like Elijah. Elijah was the more on the outside than any black leader or black teacher we ever had. He was more on the outside of the circle than anybody. And he had a multi-million-dollar uh, dynasty, if you want to call it, among calling them devils and telling the truth. And y'all still can't say that. I'm gonna come back with a part 2. Peace.